Well, it's just been powerful for both of us. I mean, you've used it, I think, longer than I have. It took a while for me to, I guess, understand it and start using it, but watching you constantly, using these approaches, and not always working the best, it didn't always go perfectly, but you still, the kids, I feel good. I mean, I hear other parents talk about teens, and they're rebellious, or they don't talk to them, or they don't, and I feel like we've got a relationship now with our kids where they're free to come and talk to us just about anything, which it's almost overpowering for us because we weren't brought up that way.
And with, our teens still can be moody, and that's a challenging component of it. But it's like when we go to a doctor, thinking with my daughter who's 17, and the doctor says, is it okay to talk about things with your mom in the room? And she's just like, well, sure, because we share everything with each other. We have a very open relationship. I remember when I was pregnant with our oldest, who's 21, and getting books on what to expect when you're expecting pops into my head, and just, I've always been a reader and enjoyed researching things. I mean, I learned about child development when I was in college as part of my education in occupational therapy, and so I've just always been fascinated by human development, be it physical, emotional, mental, all the different components of it. And so then as a new parent, I was enjoying reading books on the development and stages of childhood, and so that's kind of how I came upon a number of the resources I've used. And this book kind of takes you back to the basics of it, looking at the basics of respect and working together, cooperating, collaborating with your children and understanding them, just like, we are Focused Healthy Family, our focus is on respectful, collaborative, conscious parenting. And so this book kind of takes it in the real basics. It's very hands-on and day-to-day of interacting with your kids. You can read a lot of books that talk about parenting theory and ideas, but this is just very practical. The examples are a little outdated, but they're, you can apply them to modern situations, and of course some ideas are just timeless as far as interactions with kids and challenges you encounter. So it kind of gets to the nuts and bolts of, people always want to know, well, what can I do? How can I do this differently? It gives some real concrete ideas and information.
Well, I remember with Jason, that it was interesting that when he was talking to his friends online, and one friend especially, they got angry with each other, and I was able to talk with Jason and kind of coach him through how they may talk to communicate, and then to listen to him. One day I was in my office and I could overhear them talking. And Jason said to her, your friendship is very important to me, so I really want to work this out. That just warmed my heart, because it meant that Jason knew how to communicate to settle a situation, and it really worked out.
So by being that example and working with your kids, on these ideas, you start to see them using the skills. We do really well telling the story, and they're like,
You gotta learn from this, because if you don't get it.